There's no doubt about it. Blaming the government for all our troubles is a great Canadian pastime. And I admit, I've been doing that for much of my natural life. But occasionally, the government gets the stick for something over which they have no control. And more often than not, when it happens, it's courtesy of Canada's all-knowing Auditor General, Sheila Fraser, who apparently has the power and the authority of the Pope, the Queen, and the Dalai Lama all wrapped up in one. I swear to God, if this woman gets any more powerful, one of these days, Canadians are going to wake up, she's going to be standing at the foot of our beds yelling at us because our socks are on the floor. And she will no doubt call it some sort of crime against humanity. Well, these days, Sheila's upset about the passport office. And why? Well, apparently, they didn't have a plan in place to deal with all the Canadians who suddenly want to travel to the United States but don't have a passport. And I know, it sucks to be stuck in a lineup. I would rather have a spinal tap, but how in God's name is this the government's fault? Because unless you've been living in a tin, we all knew this was happening. Cripes, the Liberals warned us about this 2 years ago. And I'm sorry, if it's 7 o'clock on Christmas Eve and you're stuck at the back of a lineup with 400 guys in a Tickle Me Elmo doll, that's your fault, not Walmart's. And I know it's a tragedy that Dylan and Dougie want to spend March break at the Girls Gone Wild Beach Bash in Daytona Beach, and they just figured out that's not in Ontario today, but that is hardly a national crisis. And other than rounding us all up at gunpoint and forcing us into the passport office, I don't think there's much more the government can do on this. And thankfully, no matter what Sheila Fraser thinks, you cannot legislate against leaving things to the last minute, which is a good thing. Otherwise, like most Canadians, I'd be in jail.